My name is Wainright Acquoi, and I'm the CEO of Tribe, and we are in Liberia. Our work is primarily focused on reimagining secondary education to equip young students with the right skills, tools, and opportunities to thrive. Well, essentially, high school education is not equipping students with the right skills, tools, and opportunities to thrive. And in a world that prioritizes college degrees and connections or social capital, many young people in Liberia do not have access to these opportunities. And so we are working to ensure that we are equipping young students with the right skills, the tools, and the opportunities to thrive beyond the classroom. Because when we think about what it is to reimagine secondary education, we think about giving every young person the dignity to pursue and cultivate the right skills, to be in the right network, to access the right opportunities that enable them to realize their full potential and transition onto property.
What are those skills and opportunities in just a minute or less?
Yeah. When we think about the skills that young people need, we think about the things that are not typically prioritized in schools. We think about exposure to what they can see and believe. We think about how do we make people independent in their thoughts. We think about critical thinking. We think about enabling young people to nurture their innate creativity. And that is something that is quite overlooked a lot of times because we grow into a society that prioritizes, high grades and test scores, and not consider the innate abilities and talent that young people have. And so we want to ensure that we are creating a space that we just don't advocate for young people, but we create a space where they feel empowered and they feel like they have the potential to actually solve problems in their communities, but live the life that they desire and they dream of.
I love that. Do you think we need to teach in all of our schools how to have healthy relationships?
We do. Collaboration is important. That's one of the things that we're teaching our students.
I'm talking even about with your brothers and sisters, with the person you're married to.
Yeah, absolutely. It's essential. And yesterday we talked about how do we integrate love into our curriculum. And it's something that maybe we can't say we're teaching love, but we can integrate new approaches and practices that foster love among ourselves, right? And if we create ways where we can collaborate more often, where we build more connections on a deeper level, where we can connect more meaningfully, then it actually helps us to realize that we can actually teach and experience and learn how to love one another by being kind, by empathizing, and just continuing to further the connections that we have as humans.
Wainwright, I haven't met a lot of people who've come into the community through an accelerator, and you have really stood out as someone who's extraordinary and captured the attention of a lot of people.
Thank you.
What's that experience been like for you to come into a community like the Acumen community, which is, we're intense. Do you feel a deep sense of belonging? Are there things you feel like you need to do more of? And what would your advice to us be around the integration of people in the accelerators to feel like they are full members of the Foundry?
With all my bias in recognition, I think this community has been the best I've been a part of. Next to my undergraduate school, because that's where I was able to build Tribe, and that was a deeper sense of belonging there. And since I left college, before I did leave college, Acumen has been a community where I felt a deeper sense of belonging, because undergraduate was a place where we were building. Now we're in the real world to actually implement what we built, and I don't know how the journey would have been in this community. And I can talk a whole day about the experience, because through the accelerator program, we were essentially trying to figure out what our model was. It was, it's one thing to build in-house, in school. It's another thing to be out in the real world, connected to the problem, and experiencing the challenges firsthand. And that accelerator program really shifted our perspective about the model we're building. and help us to clarify a lot of what we wanted to do moving forward. And after that, we stayed in the community. You know, we had mentors. We went through the mentorship program, the company men program that was also provided. We've taken a lot of Acumen Academy courses. Even just a couple of months ago, we had some sort of team conflict with two of our team members, and we did the adaptive leadership course.
I
The
love
entire
it.
team, yeah. We all took the course together. We set aside 1 hour every week where we met to learn and discuss it, and we brought that issue at the forefront of the entire team, and we resolved it using the approaches that we learned in the course. So I think it's really been, I'd say it's, the community has been a vote of confidence in, our vision. It's also giving us the courage to go out there and just continue to understand, to learn, and to build, for those that we're serving. And I think I just encourage everybody to take advantage of all of these opportunities, because regardless of what level or stage you are at, there are always benefits to each person. And this year has been one of the most difficult because we've been really figuring out the business, and I've gone through a lot of personal issues as well. And I've been able to build a relationship with some of the Acumen Fellows in Liberia, like Monique Cooper Liverpool and Mamu Johnson. And every time I feel like I'm struggling and I'm stuck, I just call her or call him, and we have very meaningful conversations, and they re-inspire me to keep doing what we do. And there are times where it gets really tough, and just to have somebody with you on the journey to keep encouraging you and to say, well, it's gonna be all right. I don't know how or when, but at some point it will be. So.
What do you think it is about the community that creates a sense of belonging?
Yeah.
Or some people have said to me, home.
Yeah.
What is it?
I did just say home in the last sentence, but I think it's about the fact that I feel treated as a human with dignity. And, I share a quick story. When I was in college, I was on a partial scholarship, and so I had to, work a couple of jobs to pay the rest of my tuitions. And this one time, I was invited by the finance office to talk about my outstanding payments, and it's a huge amount of money. And I walked in, and the lady just shouted, "Hey, you owe, 10,000. When I get paid that?" And I'm trying to tell her that, can we just talk about this in private? And there was just an open space, and she was asking, "Are your parents going to be able to pay this money?" I said, "Well, my parents don't pay my tuitions." And so right there was one statement that came to my mind, is like, there's no dignity in poverty. And ever since then, I felt like I don't want to experience that again. I also don't want my family or people in my community to experience that. And everybody may not be able to come to the US to school or go other places, but how do we create, these opportunities and experiences back in our country so that those who can afford to leave can benefit, but in a way that respect the human dignity? And I think here, it's where I deeply feel like, there is a deeper sense of care and concern for the person, and not just the work you do, not just the amazing things that you're doing, but also how do you feel? How do you take care of yourself? Do you feel respected? Do you feel like you belong? And I think all those factors and facets are things that make this community truly, truly amazing. And just not just the team from Acumen, but the people who are found within the community, just that deeper sense of care and concern and connection, and just the passion and dedication to the work that we are doing across the world, regardless of the sector. It's truly beautiful.
So maybe we could have something to teach about love?
Yes, absolutely.
You're awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.